Hello, my name is Darren Thomas, and I am the Director of Educational Research Techniques. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the where, like, and in commands in SQL. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, the purpose of these commands is often associated with filtering. So you have a lot of data and you want to limit it to a certain criteria. So let me give you an example. We're going to start by selecting our data set. We're using the NBA stat data set available on Kaggle. So we put select from season stats like this. And if I roll this, I get everything, all rows and all data. Now let's say I only care about the year, and not just any year. I want to get the data from like the year 2015. If somebody was playing in the NBA in 2015, I want all their data. One way to do this is to use the where command. So I type where, like so, and I type in the column I want, which is year, and I equal it to 2015. And if I do this, you can now see that all my rows are from the year 2015. If you're looking at this second column from the left, they're all from 2015, all of them. And this is what the where function does. It allows you to filter the data based on one particular criteria. Now, it does not have to be numerical. It can also be based on a categorical result. Let me give you one example. So I just need to modify this last line here. Let's say I want to go by team. So that's this column right here, TM. And let's say I only want people who play for the New York Knicks. So in this data set, NYK stands for New York Knicks. So I press TM because that's the name of the column I want. Put in my quotations, NYK, press Control Enter. And now I only have players who have played for the New York Knicks from 1950 up until 2000, I believe 17 is the last year. These are all New York Knicks players, all of them. And so this is how you can limit or filter your data based on a categorical or a string data, if you will. But of course, you know there's more, right? Let's say you don't know for sure what you're looking for. And this is when you can use a powerful tool called the like command. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's say I want to look up a player, but I don't know exactly who I'm looking for, but I know his name starts with, for example, a D. What I would do is I would again use select from and then the where command. And then after that, where player, this is the column I'm looking at. Then I use the command like. And now this is where it gets interesting. I type my quotation mark, and let's say I know, you know what? I know his name starts with an S. So I put an S, but I don't know the rest of what his name is. So after that, I put a little percentage sign. This tells SQL, look for anybody whose name starts with an S. The rest of it does not matter. Just find people who start with an S. I press Control Enter. And now if you look closely, I hope you can see this. All the people in the player column, their names start with an S. All of them. All of them. You can make this more complicated, obviously, but that's not the purpose of this video. We're just trying to give you a basic introduction. So Sam Cassell, Sean Bradley, Shaquille O'Neal, Sean Kemp, Stacey King. These are all players. Steve Nash. Their names start with an S. You can also, if you wanted to, their name has an S somewhere in the middle. So all these are players where somewhere in their name is an S somewhere. Okay, and you get a lot of these guys. I haven't heard of these guys. This is way back in the day. But you get the point. You can rearrange this. So the percentage sign allows you, it's like a wild card. And so anything after that is like, hey, anything goes. Or you can say ST. So whose name starts with an ST? So Stephen Thompson, Stacey Ogman. Okay. All these guys here, Stephen Curry, their names start with ST. All right. This is how you can do this. And you can play with this as you so desire. Now, another way is that you can put it at the end, of course. So anybody whose name ends with an S, you can see right there at your own time. Okay, now the last one that we're going to learn in this one is the in command. Now this one is slightly different because now you can have multiple criteria from like a particular column. So let me just give you my example here. So I'm using the in. Everything else stays the same. Oh, but I'm going to change to position. So if you look, 1, 2, 3, the fourth column from the left, you have something called position, POS. And so what I want to know is, I want to know, give me all of the point guards. So go ahead and put this inside parentheses. That's how it works. Give me all the point guards and give me, comma, all the centers. Like so. Point guards and centers. This should be on like so. All right. And then there we go. That's how it should look. Press Control Enter. And now I was able to look up all the point guards and all the centers in this particular data set. And of course, we can tweak this to make it more specific, but you know, that's beyond the scope of this video. But if you look at my position column, it's all point guards, all centers since 1950 to 2017. That's what we have here, all of them. And this is a way that you can filter your data using SQL. So to wrap up this video, we learned how to filter our data using several commands in SQL. The where command is the most common way to do this, where you can limit it either by a numerical value or by a string, whatever you so desire. You can also add to this the like command, which is what you can use in case you're not quite sure what exactly you're looking for, or if you want a range of possible values as an example. And then of course, in this example here, we use it to apply it towards text. Also, you can try the in command, which allows you to filter based on multiple pieces of information that you might have that you're trying to sort by or to filter by. And so these three commands can be used for whatever purposes you so desire in this particular context. So my name is Darren Thomas, and I am the Director of Educational Research Techniques. Take care.